Good morning, students. Welcome back to Web Technologies. To handle that event. So that function is called event handler. Okay. So what the user performs that is handled by the event handler. Okay. So what is the event handler? Whatever actions the user performs on the browser window, that actions are done by the event handler. That actions are performed by the event handler. So whenever the user is performing any event, there should be an event handler to handle that event. Okay, so this is about event and event handler. Now let's see the definition. JavaScript has events to provide dynamic. Okay, so if the user is want to perform anything, that is nothing but the dynamic feature. So if the user is performing on the browser window anything, then that is possible by using a event. So events are action that are happen when the user interacts with the page. Excuse me. Events are actions that happen when a user interact with the page. Okay, so when Which event handler will use here? On click event handler will be used to handle the click event. Right. Now you see the example program here. I have given in the head section. I have given the script. Now function hi there. Okay, hi there is the name of the function. You can give any name. Now inside the opening and closing braces, what I have given? Alert hi there. So whenever the user clicks on any button, then what happened? Hi there message will be displayed in a box. Okay, now closing the script, closing the head section. Now in the body tag, inside the body tag I have created one button. Button type equals to button. On click, when the user clicks on that button, hi there function will be executed. Now come to hi there function. In the hi there function, what I have given? Alert hi there. So one dialog box will be displayed. In that dialog box, what message will be displayed? Hi there message will be displayed. But when it happens, when the user clicks on that. Okay, now the next one is on key up event. Just a minute, Amma. Now the next one is a on key up event. On key up event is nothing but when the user releases the keyboard key. After pressing the key, you will release, no? So the event will be happened when the user releases the keyboard. Okay, that is a on key up event. So for that also you can give some JavaScript handler, JavaScript code like this. On key up equals to document.bg color equals to red. So when the user releases the key, then what happened? Immediately the background color will be changed into red color. Okay, such event functions you can give, and that function will be handled when the appropriate action is done. Next, on mouse over event. On mouse over event means, say you will move your mouse pointer. Example, the mouse pointer is over any button or mouse pointer is over any image, then event is called. Okay, so such event is called as a on mouse over. Okay, so when you keep it on my table. Okay, so when the mouse pointer is over any object, if you want to call any code or any JavaScript JavaScript function, you can do. Example, on mouse over equals to on click, or hi there, just a function is there that you can call. So when your mouse pointer is over on that object, no, that function will be called. Right. Now the next one is one more event is here, on mouse out event. So after moving your mouse pointer over an image or any object, you will move out. You will move your mouse pointer out of that particular object. At that time that event is called. That is on mouse out. Now next, on change. When this on change event occurs, when you change something on the browser window, means you are changing the color, you are changing any case, or you are deleting anything. If you are changing something on the browser window, then the event is called. That is called as a on change event. Okay, so here I have given a small code. You can see here, input on change equals to alert this dot value. Okay, type number means here when you are changing something, no, it is giving a message that this value should be a number, like that it will give. Next, on load event. See, on load event means when a browser window is loading onto when your HTML document is loading onto the browser window, okay, then the event will happen. Right, so that is called as a on load event. So when the HTML document is loading on the browser window, what message you will get? Alert, image completely loaded. So image here is loading, and when the image is loading, no, it will display the message that image is loading, like that. And when here we have a one more event, that is on unload. When you quit the browser window, no, at that time also you can display the message. Or on select you can give. On select means when you are selecting something, okay, at that time also the event is called. On error, if there is error on the browser window, that time also you can display the message. On double click is there. means when you are clicking on any object, double clicking, when you are double clicking on any object, at that time also the message will be displayed. Like this we have a hundreds of events in a JavaScript, because JavaScript is a completely event driven system. Okay, so this events notes I will send it to you. Okay, here only the thing you need to remember, what is an event. Event is a action performed by the user. So when the user is performing any action on the browser window, an appropriate event handler should be called. What is that event handler? The function which handles that event. Okay, so here only few 6 or 7 to 8 events I have explained. More number of events you have. Okay, in the notes I will give you that. Okay, thank you. Okay, so our next topic is objects in JavaScript. Objects in JavaScript, what is the object? That you will get in short. And what are the built-in objects in JavaScript? That you will get in a long. 100% you will get that in a long. And it is also very, very important question. Okay, so like in a Java you have objects, in C++ you have an object. Similarly, in JavaScript also you have an object. Okay, so actually these objects are a base of object oriented programming. Okay, objects are a base of object oriented programming, and each object is consists of different properties. Inside object, what you can, for example, if you have math object, inside the math, what you can store? Math variables and math function you will store, like a pi value is a variable, square root is a method. But math is an object. What we are storing inside that? We are storing methods and variables of that particular object. Similarly, here also in JavaScript also it is a collection of variables and methods, and that variables and methods are called as a properties of that object. Okay, so what are called as the properties of an object? Whatever variables and whatever method you are storing inside that object, that are called as a properties of that object. Okay, so in JavaScript, how will you create an object? So here you can see object name dot object property equals to value, right? So this is nothing but this is syntax for adding a property. But if you want to create an object, how will you give? Just will give a var object name equals to new and a method. Okay, so that I will explain at the time of user defined object creation, how to create an object using a var keyword. How to create object using a var keyword in the very first class I have explained in JavaScript. Okay, so var is a keyword, name of the object equals to new method. Okay, so in that way you can create objects in JavaScript. So when you want to add any property or any method to an object, how will you add? Okay, here we'll add like this. You see, object name dot property equals to property value. So to whichever object you want to add the properties, just you give object name dot property equals to value. Okay, so this is a syntax for adding. Example, for a math object, if you want to add the pi value, then math dot pi equals to 3.14. So what happened? That pi value will be stored inside the math object. So when you want to access the pi value, no need to call all the remaining objects. Just if you call the math object, whatever static variables and whatever methods are there in that object, that can be called automatically. Okay, now we are a dot sum in the object A. What we are storing? Sum. Okay, now object methods. See, object property I have given now. Properties are nothing but the values. Methods are nothing but that's actions. What you want to perform, what actions you want to perform on that variable is called as a means that is a use of the method actually. What methods for what purpose will use the methods? Methods performs an actions on the variable. Okay, on that the variable which are there in the object. Okay, properties are two. One is a variable and the second one is a method. Okay, so variable is nothing but a value and method is nothing but it is an action to be performed on that value, right? So in this example, document dot write. Document is an object, write is a method. Okay, so here what is the use of this method? It is performing some action. What action it is performing? It is printing something on the browser window, right? So this is a object definition. Now objects are of two types. One is a user defined object and the second one is a built-in object. So in the name itself we have a definition. User defined object means the objects which are created by the user are called as user defined objects. If it is a built-in object, it is already created, just you need to call. But if it is a user defined object, everything you have to do means you need to create an object, you need to assign the properties, you need to assign the methods. Okay, then you need to use. Okay, understood? So user defined objects nothing but the objects which are created by a user are called as user defined objects. Now here in order to create a user defined objects in JavaScript, here we'll use two things. One is a new keyword and the second one is a constructor method. Okay, so in order to create user defined objects in JavaScript, what are the mandatory things we need? Two. One is a new keyword and the second one is a constructor method. Okay, so new operator. What is the use of this new operator? This new operator you have in a Java also. New operator allocates memory to an object. When you have created an object, object needs a memory. Who will give the memory to an object? New operator will give the memory to the object. Because if you want to store the properties and methods inside the object, then what we need? We need a variable, we need a space. That space is given by the new operator. Now here you see, just now I have explained how to create an object in JavaScript. Here I have created one object, you see, where employee equals to. Here employee is the object. New object. What this object is there, no object parenthesis there, no, that is a constructor. Okay, so using that constructor you can create user defined objects in JavaScript. Okay, where employee equals to new object. Employee is an object, new is a memory allocation operator, and here last two object is then the constructor that is initialized automatically when the object is created. Now you see where books, here also books is an object, new array. Array is a constructor. Here books is an array of object. Next where day equals to new date. Date is an object. Okay, these are the different methods to create an object. Right, the first one what I have explained, no, that is a user defined object. Now come to the constructor. Here I have given an object. It is called as a constructor. Constructor, it is similar to a function only, but at the time of object creation it allocates memory to that objects, and that can be accessed also. Okay, so that is the object constructor. It is function only. You remember one point, it is a function only, but that initializes, that creates and initializes an object. Initializes means what? It gives a memory to the object. Okay, now here you see the example program. HTML head title user defined object. Come to the script type. Script type equals to text forward slash JavaScript. Means from this point your JavaScript code will start. Now where books equals to new object. Here where is a keyword, book is an object, new is an operator, and object is a constructor. Using that you can create an object. Now after creating the object, we are adding some properties to the object. How we are adding? Book dot subject equals to Perl. So in the book object what we are storing? Subject, and what is the value of that subject? Perl programming. Now the next one is a book dot author. Book is an object, author is a property. What is the value of that property? Here I have given a Mohtasim is the value of that property. Now in the body section I am printing that book dot subject, book dot author, whatever value is there, no, that is printed. Okay, so this is about an object user defined object. When you want to create a user defined object, then you have a same way title. This dot author is a local variable only. And here you see in the body section I have added JavaScript code. Script type equals to text by JavaScript. Okay, using this here we are including JavaScript. Now where my book is an object equals to new book. Here what is a book? A function. Okay, function. In the function you can see in the above function code, title equals to Perl programming I have given, author equals to Mohit I have given. So number of parameters and number of values you are giving now, that should be same. Now here I am printing my book dot title and my book dot author we are giving. And if you want to use any property of an object, that is called by using an object name. Okay, object name dot whatever property you want to display, that will give. Clear? So here I have given a dot when referring to a property as an object. When you want to use a property object, then object name and the property name should be separated by a dot. Or we can say that using a dot period dot only we can access the properties of an object. Okay, so this is about user defined object. Next I'll explain you about built-in objects. Now, okay, welcome back students. Now in today's class I'll explain you about JavaScript objects, built-in objects. So previously what I've explained, that are user defined objects, but now what I'm going to explain you, that is about built-in objects. Means with the Java software, what JavaScript software, whatever objects you will get now, that are called as a built-in objects. Okay, it is an essay question. Here we have a built-in objects: document object, window object, form object, browser object, date object. Now we'll discuss one by one. So document object. Okay, document object means that the browser window, when your HTML document is loaded into the browser window, no, so that HTML document, whatever information you have in the HTML document, that will be considered as a document object. Okay, so whatever HTML document content is there, no, that is considered as a document object. So in the HTML document, what you will do, you will add different links, you will add different forms, you will give a different color, you will give a different font color, background color. All are called as the properties of document object. Okay, now here you see document object. The document object provide access to the elements in a HTML page, because your HTML page itself is called as a document. So whatever information is there in the HTML document, that is called as the properties of HTML. So first, if you want to write anything on the browser window, then we'll use write method. This method is used to write HTML expression to the specified document. Okay, what is the use of this? This is a JavaScript object which is used to, it is a JavaScript method which is used to write something on the HTML document, because here we are discussing about JavaScript objects. Using a document object, you can write something on the HTML document. So if you want to write anything on the browser window, anything in a HTML document, will BG color, this property Now forms, how many HTML forms are there in the browser window on the HTML document, that you can find out by using a forms property. Layers, how many layers are there in the HTML document, and when you are closing the browser window, that will become a close method. Internally the close method is called, that also it is a HTML document, no? So document dot close, so the window will be closed. The second one is a window object. So browser window is considered as a window object. See, HTML document is not, whatever information is there in the HTML document, no, that is accessed by using a document object. Whatever modifications you want to do on the browser window using a JavaScript code, then that is possible by using a window object. Okay. Say every instance of body tag. If you are writing one body tag inside the HTML document, means it will create one window object inside the JavaScript code. Now, if you are closing the window, then internally the window close method is called. You can see window dot close. Now if you are opening any browser window like a new tab, you are opening a browser window, then internally window dot open method is called. Now menu bar property, menu bar, you have a now, different menus, no, like a file, edit, like that. So if you want to hide the windows, hide the menu, just on the user document. Okay. Now the next one is a scroll bar. Example, if it is a browser window, you will get a scroll bar. If you want scroll bar to be visible, okay, then we'll give a window dot scroll bar equals to visible equals to true. Else if you want to hide the scroll bars, then you give window equals to visible equals to false. Now the status property. Status means it is nothing but a window status bar. At the bottom you will get a status bar, no? So if you want to display the status bar, then we'll use window dot status. Okay. And if you want to display any message on the window dot status, then we'll give window dot status equals to whatever message you want to print on the browser window status bar, you can print. Now toolbar, if you want to display any toolbars on the browser window, you can display using a toolbars property. But see, on the browser window, whatever you want to do, that is possible by using a window object. Example, if you are resizing the window, if you want to resize the window, but how much you want to resize, that is a window dot resize. If you want to scroll the window, how many pixels you want to scroll, that we can give by using the window dot scroll. That is one object. The next one is a regular expression. Regular expression means, example, you have a HTML document. On the HTML document, you want to search something on the browser window. That is possible by using a regular expression. Okay, so it is a pattern matching mechanism where we'll give one pattern and that will search on the browser window. If pattern is there, then you will get message, yes it is there, or number of occurrences also you will get. Okay, once here you see the syntax for the regular expression I have given in JavaScript. Where regular expression equals to pattern, whatever you want to search. Next, in the next line I have created one object, you can see, where regular expression equals to new regular expression. Here new is there, no, it's memory allocation operator, RGEX is there, no, that is an object. Okay, using that you can find anything on the browser window and that you can display, right, using a document.write method. Here pattern means what you want to search, what expression you want to search in the browser window, that is called as a pattern. Modifiers or flags. What are the modifiers or flags means? Example, Java is a case sensitive. When you are searching for one word which is in a lower case, but in the document actually it is there in upper case, then what happened? Not found message you will get. But if you want to ignore such things, then you can use a flags. Okay. Here you see example program I have given, script type equals to JavaScript. Now where str, it is a string. Next, in that string what you want to search, COLL I want to search. COLL is there, no? And that is one more is G I have given. G means it is a global. So entire document we want to search, right? That is flag. Now if it is matching, then that text will be displayed on the browser window. Here we are using a match function of regular expression, which is used to find the pattern on the browser window. Here same I pattern have given I pattern for ignore case. If you are searching any pattern on the given string and that cases are different, uppercase and lower cases, then what happened? I want to ignore. Then there will I will use I ignore case. Without checking a case, you need to search the pattern. Now it is an object, as already said. If it is an object, you have a properties and the methods. So what methods you have in a regular expression? That is a match. Match is used to find a pattern in the given string. It is used to match pattern in the given string. In the previous example program I have explained that. See here str.match function. So pattern is searching in the string. Now string.replace, it is used to replace one string with another string. Okay, str.replace. These are all will come under the string functions. Till here after the match, string replace, string split. Whatever string is there, that you can split into a parts. But how many parts you want to split, that information you give. In this example I have given in the output statement, you see str.split. Split is a function of string object. So here whatever string is there, that is splitted into 3 parts. Now string search. Search function is used to search a string, substring in a given string. If it is there, then you will get a 1. If it is not there, you will get a -1. Okay. As few examples I have given. And in a regular expression, we have a few separate methods. XES. Okay. It is nothing but it is finding a substring, a pattern in a given string only. Okay. And this method is a member function of regular expression, right? It is used to, it is similar to, it is exactly same as the string match method. The only difference is that you pass the string as an argument and method is run as a member. So whatever string you want to in whichever string you want to search, that you should pass as a parameter. Now regular expression test. Okay, so it is similar to XS method only, but instead of returning whatever string it found, it will give either true or false. If string is there, if the substring is there in the main string, then it gives the true. If it is not there, it gives as a false. Okay, example programs. Now exception handling. Exception handling, exception means what? An error. So when any error throws in the browser window, that should be handled. Okay, that is also handled by using a exception handling object. Okay, so script exception handling is also an error. Okay, now in exception handling we have a main 3 components. One is a try, catch, finally. What is the use of the try? From whichever block you are expecting an error, that information should be placed inside the try block. Okay, next after finding the error, that should be thrown to the catch block. Okay, in order to display, in order to handle the error. Finally, in the final block, what you want to write, whatever code you want 100% to execute, that code will write inside the final. See, whatever theory I am explaining, no, that all theory is there in a C, C++ and Java. Okay, because that are all complete object-oriented programming languages. Now the next one is a string. So whatever strings you are storing in the whatever string you are displaying on the browser window, by default every string is nothing but it is a string object only. So if you are performing any action on the string, like if you are changing the case of the string, if you are finding the length of the string, you are splitting a string, that all will come under string functions. All string functions are stored inside the string object. So that is why here you need to discuss about string object also. See, here I have created string var text equals to new string. Okay, here txt is a text, new is a memory allocation operator, and string is a constructor. Using that you can create a string, and here I have created an object. Okay, so txt is an object. Using that object you can access all the methods of string. Okay, what is the concatenating, index of, last index of, char, length, split, substring, okay, two lowercase and two uppercase. Concatenation means what? Joining two strings. Okay, you can form a new string by adding a 2 or 3 string, right? Now you see in the script language equals to JavaScript, how many strings you have? A 2, string 1 comma string 2. Okay, now string 1, what is the value? Concatenation. String 2 is the strings, and I am adding this 2. String concatenated equals to string 1 plus string 2. So we are adding string 1 plus string 2 and we are assigning that result to a string concatenated, and that I am printing. Okay, 2 strings are added. What you will get? String concatenated string message you will get. Or that is their addition is using a plus operator. No, here using a concat method also you can perform addition of 2 strings. str1 dot concat str2. So str2 is added at the end of the str1. Now index of. See, in a string is a collection of characters. Each and every character is identified with the position. That position is called as an index. So using an index method, you can find the of a given character. Means it is the first character, is the second character. Like that, you can find the given character index in a string. Okay, you can see where a equals to hello world document dot write a dot index of w. So in the given string, where is the index? What is the index of the given character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the index of w. Okay, so if you consider the blank character is also blank space is also character, then you will get index as a 6. Index as a 7. If blank character is not considered, then you will get result as a 6. Next, same index of O. Here what is the index of the O? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because index start from a 0, no? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 index will be 0. O index will be 4. Now last index of method. Last index of method means if it is only the index of method, the character will be searched from left to right. But it is the last index of method, it will search character from right to left. Okay, means it is starting from a ending, not from a beginning. Okay, b dot last index of a. So from the right side, right to left you see. Okay, in the reverse order you should come. So 19 is the index of character a, last index of a. Right. Now come to the next one, char at. See here it is in the last index of what I have given. I have given the character and I want to find the index. Now here I will give the index and I want to display the character, which character is there on the given index. Okay, so that is by using a char method. So here string name is a b. B equals to I am a JavaScript hacker is there, no? That is a string. In that string what I want to find, in the 5th position what is there I want to find. So that A is displayed. Clear? So here we are giving an index. I want to find out what character is there in the index that I want to display. Now the length function. What is the length function? Length function is used to display the length of the string. How many characters are there in the string? Example, hello I have given. In that hello, how many characters are there? 5 characters are there. That you can display by using a length function. Now split. So what is the use of the split? In the name itself you have a definition. We are splitting the given string into the parts. Okay, so but how many parts you want, that information you should give. Right. Now substring. Substring means creating a one string with another string. Okay, so when you are creating a substring, then you should give the information from where to where you want to extract the string. That are 2 parameters I have given, from, comma, to. So you want a substring from where to where, from to. That information you should give, and that should be that from, comma, to is nothing but the index value. So in this example you see document.write a dot substring 4, 8. So I want to create a substring whose index value starts from a 4 and ends at 8. Okay. Now 2 lowercase. See what is the use of this? It is used to convert the given cases into the lower cases, and uppercase also you can give. This function is used to convert whatever characters are there in the string into the uppercase. 2 lowercase will convert the given string into the lower cases. and to uppercase will convert the given string into the uppercases. The next one is a form object. Okay, form object means on the browser window you will create a form. So each form is called as a form object. Example, in the form you have a text field that is called as a form dot text field. Okay, once you see the page here, so in the HTML document, whatever forms you create, each form is considered as a form object. Okay, so in the form, whatever fields you create, like a form text field, form dot password, form dot is a radio button, form dot checkboxes are all called as a properties of a form. Okay, so here first we are discussing about methods here. Submit method. See, after filling the data on the form, you will submit. So the data is submitted by using the submit method. So when the user clicks on the submit method, now whatever information you have filled in the browser window form, that is submitted to a server using a on submit method. Now reset method. What is the use of the reset method? Whatever fields you have entered previously, that will be refreshed. New form will be displayed. A form will be displayed with a fresh field by using a reset method. Next, length property. So length property in the form, what is the use of the length property here is how many number of fields are available on the browser window form. That is nothing but the length of the form. Okay. Now come to the one more object, browser object. See, we have a browser window. So browser window itself is called as a object. Means what is the browser name, what is the version of the browser name, what code they have used, what plugins they are added to the browser window. Everything is stored inside the browser object. Okay, so this browser object is also called as navigator. It's very important object. Sometimes they will ask you this object only in a short. Browser object. Okay, so if you want to store or if you want to find out anything about the browser, that information is stored inside the browser object, like a browser name, browser version, what additional softwares are loaded, everything is stored inside the browser object. Okay, so browser object is also called as a navigator because it allows the user to navigate from one section to another section, one page to another page. So that is why it is called as a navigator object, right? So in the browser object, here we have a few properties. Okay, first property is the app code name. This property of the specifies the name of the browser. Okay, what is the name of the browser? You can find out by using a app code name. Next, app name property. Okay, the name of the browser. Actually, it is a app code is nothing but the what code you have written. That information you will get using a app code name. Next, app name, you can find out the name of the browser. What is the name of the present browser what you are using? That you can find out by using a app name property. Okay. The next one is app version. What is the version of the browser currently you are using? That is called as a app version property. Okay, so here app navigator dot app version, because every property here you need to give navigator because what is the navigator? Navigator is a browser object. Navigator dot app code, navigator dot app name, navigator dot app version. Okay, so using this navigator object you can find out complete information about your browser. Next, user agent. Okay, so what are the user agents are identified in the browser? That you can find out by using a navigator dot user agents. Plugins. What additional softwares are loaded in the browser window? That are all called as a plugins. Means what softwares are that what extra media it is supporting. Okay, like audio, video, what types of how many types of formats it is supporting, that all will come under the MIME types. So when you display this, then what happened? You will get complete information about the formats supported by the browser window. The next and the last one is a date object. See, what is a date object is? You want to find out today's date. What is the today date you want to find out? That you can display by using the date object of JavaScript. Okay, what is the display? What the date displayed on the browser window and what time is displayed on the browser window? That information you can find out by using a date object. Okay, here you see, but how to create the data, how to find the today's date, that you can see here. Date equals today equals to new date. It will display the today date. Okay, where today equals to new date. So whatever date is there today, that will be displayed. Here I have given one example, you can see. Next, we have a few methods here in date objects. Date. Okay, what is the use of this method? This method displays today's date. What date today? That is displayed by using a date method. Get date. And this get date, it returns the day of the month for the specified date. Day of the month, whatever today day is there, no, that will be displayed. Today's date you can display. Full year, it display the full year according to the local time. Example, instead of writing a 21, it will display 2021, like that. Same hours also, it will display the complete hours. And get milliseconds, it is used to return the milliseconds. Same, get minutes means it will display the minutes. Get months means it will display the month. Get second means it will display the seconds. But this whatever information you are getting from using a date object, no, that is based on the your browser window date and browser window time. If anything is wrong in the browser window, your wrong information will be displayed. Okay, so this is about objects in JavaScript. Okay, so objects stores different properties and methods. Example, if you want to perform any string manipulation, then if you open a string object, it is enough. You no need to open the remaining objects. Okay, so depends on the nature of the functions, depends on the nature and the properties. They are stored in a one section. That section is called as an object. So object contains properties and method. Whichever property, whichever method you want to use, then you need to call that object, it is enough. Okay, you need to call all the remaining objects. So this is about your built-in objects in JavaScript. Thank you.